morning, preschool. Today we are going to be creating a creative painting using the 3 techniques that we learned in the other video I did earlier this week. To go over them, I do have them here. We did some cross hatching, we did some drag strokes, and we did some swirl mixtures. So today we are going to be creating a landscape piece using those 3 techniques. What you're going to need today is a blank piece of heavy paper, poster paper, computer paper, printer paper, cardstock, whatever you have at home is fine, as long as it's not construction paper, like I've said before. You're also going to need your different colored paints. Whatever you have at home is fine. The colors I am going to be using today is blue, yellow, red, green, and white. You're also going to need your paintbrushes, and you're going to need a cup of water to clean them out if you need to. So the first part of this project we're going to do is the cross hatching. Now those were those X's that we made. So using my blue, I'm going to be painting the sky. So I'm going to start with my X's. And I'm going to make a bunch of X's up in the sky, all the way across the top of my paper. And again, you want to make X, 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 X. Parents, make sure your child is holding their brush the correct way. They should be holding it like a pencil and not gripping it. So I'm going to make these X's about halfway down the paper. So I'm going to fill the whole top half here. First, starting with the blues, do a couple more blue X's to fill in some of the gaps. And it should look just like so. A bunch of X strokes from one side of the paper to the other. Next, I am going to take my white, and I am going to do the same thing over top all of the X's that are already there. So using the white, we are going to cross hatch again. As you can see, it now has a blend of blue and white. And remember, with the cross hatching, you're not trying to swirl it all together. You are simply overlapping your dark color with your light color. So I'm going to do a couple more X's. I don't want to do too many. And I want to make most of them down towards the bottom. Down towards here. And I want to leave some darker blue spaces up at the top. I'm going to do a couple more X's. You can make small X's, you can make big X's, whatever is more comfortable for you guys at home. I want you to try and play around with this and see what works best for you and what feels more comfortable. I'm going to go back in with a little bit of the blue, covered up a little too much on the top. Again, I want to leave my top a little bit darker, and you want to be able to see the contrasting colors. You want to see the dark blue versus the light blue versus the white. I think that's pretty good, and there you have a nice wispy sky. Next, we are going to be creating the grass on the bottom using our drag stroke. Now with this, remember, you want to start heavy at the bottom and let your brush just drag into the air until the paint starts to disappear, just like here. We dragged it up and then the paint disappeared all on its own. So we are going to do the same technique today, and I'm going to be using green. I'm going to start at the bottom of my paper and brush upwards. Do a couple of strokes and then I'll show you what I mean. Brush upwards. Okay, so just like that, I let it drag up into the sky area. And I'm going to do that all the way across my paper. And it's okay if they're all different heights. They don't all have to be exactly the same. Okay, so as you can see, goodness, I'm about halfway across the paper and they are all different heights. I don't want them to be exactly the same because blades of grass outside are not the same. They're all different. And it's okay if you fade it up into the blue. That is perfectly fine. Mostly using this as practice to get our brush strokes a little bit better. So mom and dad, please make sure your child is holding their brush the correct way at home. And of course, always trying their best. And I missed a small spot over here. I'm going to brush up into the air. Just like so. Now as you can see, I have my blue sky in the air and I have my green grass going all the way across the bottom of my paper. Next we are going to do our swirl, and I am going to do that for the sun. I am going to be using my red and my yellow and mixing together to make orange. A nice orange sun in the sky. So the first you're going to take your darker color, and you don't need a whole lot, but enough to make a circle. So I have about that much on my brush. I'm going to make a nice circle in the sky. And I might go a little heavy on the red as it started mixing with my blue. Okay, so as you can see, it's a little purple right now. We are going to add the yellow on the top to make it orange. Have my yellow, and now I'm going to swirl it all together. Get a little more yellow. And just a small dab of red. And since the blue was underneath, I have a nice golden sun in the sky. If you want, you can take some of your yellow and you can cross hatch around your sun to make it look like sun rays up in the sky. That is completely up to you if you want to add a little extra. You can even bring it down towards the grass. Just like so. It's a nice sunny day in the sky. And there you have it, your sunny landscape with our sun, our sky, and our grass, using the 3 techniques that we learned earlier this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys had fun, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!